So, because we record one long session and then split it into 2 podcasts, we have the same audio issues in this one as we did the last one. But please bear with us. Everything clears up after this. Thank you. The Dirty 20 Podcast.
I'm Megan. I am Victoria Darroch.
My name is John. I am Brody Quint.
My name's Aaron Gustavius Gregorin.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I am Rael Hakoon.
And my name is Casey. I will be the Dungeon Master. So heading over to the next door, it is a set of nice, ornate double doors leading out, which is odd because the rest of this place looks so dirty. But it seems like the further you get in, or the more that you see, you're revealing more. So, I assume you're opening the door?
Well, checking for traps.
Go ahead. Roll me a investigation check at disadvantage.
You say, is someone else? Oh.
I can all open this.
Somebody else can assist if
Why
someone's
can't we all
checking for
check
it.
it?
Are you all proficient in investigation?
I mean, I am.
All right. Well, the out-of-game reason is so that you can't just repeatedly check the same thing over and over again until somebody gets a desirable.
Right. But at this point, we all do at the same time know that we're tired, if that was my logic. But if you don't want that, then we will that list.
I will, since you guys have already had one trap sprung on you, I'll say that you're all on guard. You can all roll a check. However, the DC will probably increase a little bit.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
But I don't know that we would. Obviously, that is.
No, you wouldn't in game.
I don't know.
So everyone roll.
Oh.
7.
Ooh, investigation?
Yep. 11?
3.
3? 7? Seems to be completely fine.
Looks so good.
Yeah, nothing that just a big
Push
ornate
the
door.
doors open.
All right, giving them a big shove open. They boom against the side.
Giant axe.
Nothing seems to be.
I'm gonna cross through.
Okay. As you cross through the door, you enter onto. All of a sudden, the dust is no longer there. There are plush red carpets underneath you. The hall is lit nicely by a number of torches against the. There are also a few paintings hung against the wall. Taking a look at them, they are more depictions of Fraz Herbleu, this time playing with children, bouncing them on his knee, taking them for rides.
Ew.
Things like that. They're flying on his back as his and there's one even where he is ring around the rosy. Again, a number of children.
Do any of the children? Well, I guess I wouldn't kidnap children from my end.
Yep, you do not.
Well, do any of them look like the child that we saw get kidnapped? Okay. So, is this just a long hallway or just a big room?
Just as a hallway, extending down to another set of double doors. There is a door to the right, about 5 feet in from where you just...
You want to check the right door before?
10 feet. Pictures of the same demon prince you saw before, playing with children.
And it's a hallway, so we should just walk through, I guess.
Like I said, there's double doors out directly in front of you, about 30 feet. There's another door about 10 feet up in front of you to the right.
Check the door to the right. Checking for traps.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll me checks.
Better. 15.
8.
Okay.
3 again.
Seems completely clear.
Again, let someone else.
Oh, it's just the one door. There we go.
All right, you give a push. It opens up easy enough. Oddly silently. Just, well, fun's one way to put it. As you're looking in, you see ropes extending from the ground. Looks like they are tied into hooks on the ground. Looking up, you see suspended in the air, with the ropes pulled taut, what appear to be bodies by the neck. They are not.
I have the urge to throw up. I'm gonna make my own constitution.
Fair enough. Yeah, looking at them, you have this weird disorientation Yeah.
I got a dirty 20.
Yep. No, you managed to. You kind of give up, and you feel the bile, but you hold it back. Hakoria, you're strong. You have to be brave for your friends. But yeah, there's this weird moment of like disorientation where you can't quite make out what is happening, but it almost looks like these are hanged men and women, but suspended the wrong way.
What does that mean, suspended the wrong way?
Like, instead of hanging from the ceiling down
Oh.
by the neck, they're hung by the floor up. But they seem to be hanging, again, from their neck, toes pointed towards the ceiling, but not touching the ceiling.
We're like in a messed up Willy Wonka factory.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's the deep illusion. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of illusions throughout.
Yeah. And they're adults, men and women?
They look to be.
Are they any particular race or anything?
I mean, it's hard to tell. You'd have to get closer.
I don't want to do that.
Yes, I don't want to step into the room.
Okay.
Do any of you?
Are any of the ropes like a sword's reach?
Yeah, I'd say probably about 5 to 10 feet away. You'd have to enter into the room to get to the first one.
Let's not enter. This is a room of evil, and I don't think any of us should cross. And
Who's at the front, like in the door?
Well, she's the one who pushed it open.
Make a perception check for me.
as she's perceiving things, I just continue my reign. And
Okay, nothing.
I call upon Bahamut to cleanse this room with his breath.
I want to try an experiment.
Okay.
I walk up towards the door, and I spit into the room.
Okay.
Which direction does it go?
Down on the ground.
Cut one down. Cut a rope. See what happens.
Okay. Gus goes in, cuts the rope down. You don't even have to cut it. The moment you reach out with your sword and touch the rope with it, the body falls, slams into the ground, and then begins to move.
Perfect.
Move in what sort of way? Like,
Light him on fire!
All of a sudden, you see there's a cracking as the neck comes back into alignment. The bones that were kind of shoved out of the way as it fell begin to snap back into place. Starts to crawl up and stand upright, and you now see a bloated corpse before you that's rising up in front of you.
well, this
Shoot him in the face.
Yes.
All right,
This is unnatural.
go ahead and roll me an attack.
Who?
He said he was shooting him in the face.
Oh, okay.
So
I missed that.
16 hits. Roll me damage.
Oh, sorry. 12. No,
Well-
16.
16 hits.
16. Sorry. 10.
Okay, 10 points of damage. The arrow thuds in and seems to do some kind of damage as the creature just and begins reaching towards you.
So should we roll?
Everybody
initiative?
roll a quick initiative. I don't think it'll take very long, but we'll see what happens.
18.
12.
Okay. What'd you get?
17.
Okay, so I think I heard an 18.
Right here.
Go ahead. And did everybody roll at disadvantage?
No.
Roll at disadvantage.
Oh, so
Di-
that's an ability check?
Yep. Initiative is technically an ability check.
14.
14?
15.
15? 8. Who rolled the 15?
I did.
Go ahead and do what you're going to do.
I never said that I wasn't still holding my produce flame, so I'm gonna chuck it at the body.
At the corpse
Yeah.
in front of you?
Because technically I can do that.
Alright, go ahead and roll. Is that an attack roll?
It's a ranged spell attack.
Okay, so roll an attack. That's a d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
26.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hits.
So
Alright.
9.
Okay.
Fire damage.
Alright, and again, you kind of, it gives out a.
And I'm trying to get it right in the fucking neck.
Alright. Which burns away the rope. The creature is starting to be engulfed by the flames. Somebody had a 14.
Right here.
Go ahead, Brody. Unless, was there anything you're going to do bonus action or anything?
No, I think I freaked the fuck out and threw a flame at it.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right.
And now I'm panicking.
Do I need to go in the room to engage in melee?
Yes.
Right. How deep into the room is he?
About 5-10 feet.
All right. How big an area is Thunderwave?
Thunderwave is a 20-foot cube, I believe, or is it a 15-foot?
I think it's 15. So it doesn't say it.
Give me a second. Thunderwave.
So no one's in the room yet. None of us have actually gone in the room right now.
Oh yeah, because Gus is right up next to it. Because he went and tried to cut down the rope and it fell down and fell. So that might change.
So yeah, since Gus is in there, I'm gonna
15-foot cube.
just run up and try to continue severing his head. Well, continue at the neck with my sword.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack.
17.
That'll definitely hit.
I actually get to use some damage.
Yeah, because last time you were asleep the whole time.
All right. 1.
1 point of damage.
3.
3?
3.
All right, 3. So it seems to you take it at the neck and it kind of and begins to slump over. So that was 3 points.
Yep.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you notice where the wound was. It fills back in with flesh and it stands up again.
So the more we heard it?
Nope.
Okay, good.
It just seems that for some reason it was able to resist that damage a little bit and pop back up. Okay,
All
so
right.
that's going to bring us around to going. Oh, yeah, you still have an attack.
Oh, I was actually going to say I'm not going to use my offhand
Okay.
attack because apparently it doesn't much. But I will.
Make an Arcana check. You can add your Jack of all trades.
9.
Okay. You tend to know a little bit from being a bard. This is clearly an undead creature. Undead, sometimes, when they are damaged to the point of fatality, will instead heal. Just
Okay.
kind of depends.
Then, yeah, I will go ahead and attack with my offhand.
Okay, go ahead.
18.
Okay, that'll hit.
Better than a 1. Better than a 1.
Well, it is a D4.
Oh.
4 this time.
Yeah.
4 total damage?
Yep. You got a 2.
Suck it.
All right, and with that, he doesn't seem to. It goes through the neck, and he once again gives out a before slipping off the side of your dagger and falling to the ground in a slump. So,
Agreed.
Gus and Brody, you are in the room now. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay. Okay. I thought it was going to be a saving throw.
13.
I got a 9.
Right. Gus, you notice just kind of looking through the ropes. They're slightly waving, almost from a breeze. It looks like you can hear the creaking of the ropes, and just through this kind of haze of a few ropes or whatever, you see what sure looks like some writing against the wall, the far wall. That's way too hopeful for the room.
It says, "You are the masters of the universe."
These aren't really that tough. Light 'em
Well, what is the
up. How many?
what does the
how
writing
many-
say?
It's about a 7.
How many are in a line?
None of them. It's kind of randomly scattered
What does the
around the
writing
room.
say? So right.
This is about a.
So if we just
Like,
don't
how
touch them,
much space
you
is
think
between
we
each
get
of
through
them?
without?
Well, this is a,
Right.
let's
I'm gonna try
say,
Let's try to read. what
20
it
by
says.
25 foot room. And there's 7 ropes scattered around. So there's at least 5 to 6 feet between each rope.
Okay,
So
so
I can go without touching them.
Yeah.
Hopefully that works. I mean, it might not. Like,
maybe I missed it, but can you try to read it from where you're at, or did you say you can't make it out?
You can't quite make it out. You probably have to get a little bit closer. So you're going to try and walk across the room?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw. Nope. That's just a straight roll.
15.
Yeah, easy enough. So, just making sure that you don't touch any of the ropes, kind of sidling through. You got plenty of room, and you're very confident in your footwork. So, you manage to make it through to the far wall. What languages do you speak? Okay. You can clearly make out that it's writing. However, it is not a language that you're familiar with.
Does it look like the one that the room?
Are you asking him?
Sure. Gus, does it look like any of the rooms that were on the outside of the building? Can you make out any similarity? Gus, are you with us? Alright, thought I'd help.
Can I go try to check it out?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Brody, what do you
16.
16, yeah, you also are able to make your way back through the ropes without touching any of them. What languages do you speak?
Oh, common and undercommon.
Not something you're familiar with.
Alright.
Why don't we just get out of
I
this
meander
room?
on over there too.
Oh gosh.
I think we should just
I mean, oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
For Bahamut's sake. 18.
Nice. Yep, you too are able to boop, 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 and you make it over there. What languages do you speak?
My only additional one that they don't have is
Nothing.
so
Alright, I'm gonna try.
Oh
Because
god.
I have other languages that you guys
Roll me a dexterity saving throw.
I love. It is
Might
a
as well
5.
A 5. Yeah, so you
Didn't
manage
hit my other
to,
dice.
as you go through, you hit 3 of the ropes. And sure enough,
I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I was smaller than I was.
yeah, you're a big creature. You're a big lady.
I imagine like the cartoon with the elephant that jumps onto the chair when there's a mouse,
Yep.
and it's like dainty but still a giant elephant.
Yep.
That's what I am.
Yes, it is like that. Yeah, you shoulder one, hip check another, your tail slaps another one aside, and all of a sudden behind you, you just hear.
I feel like right before I hear that, I do like a gymnast. Like one of these because I feel really confident. Yeah.
You did make it over. But yeah, let's go ahead. We will.
What does the layout of the room look like?
It's kind of just a big open room.
I mean, as far as
sorry,
where the
I'm
ropes are,
sorry.
where are these guys at? Where are
So
we?
these guys are arrayed in about a semicircle behind you, between you and the door right now. Probably about 10 to 15 feet back now.
Okay, and are there ropes between us?
Here's the thing.
Yeah, there are ropes
The
all
ones that
around you
aren't
now, about
moving, yeah.
4 more.
I don't think we can necessarily reach them.
Well, they're like 15 feet up in the air.
Initiative roll.
So you can maybe
Yep,
shoot.
roll me some initiative, guys.
4.
At disadvantage.
It is.
Oh, well, I rolled a natural 1, so
9.
I'm not going to roll the second
So
time.
it was 3.
9.
Luckily, they are not very dexterous.
Yeah, when I'm looking at spells, I maybe need to look for an attack spell that isn't like a giant area. Thunder Wave, we got. Well, I suppose. We got 1, but I don't think it'll work.
All right, Brody, what we got?
4.
Gus.
3.
Jeez.
I'm sleepy.
Hakoria.
3.
Jesus. This is not good for
Jeez.
these guys.
I did not think I was the
I got
best
an actual
initiative.
1.
And Hakun.
9.
better than last time.
You're the high roller. This
All right, so that's going to bring us to the zombies.
You should toss me
got
a
that.
I know, but they definitely roll better than you guys. Okay. So they are going to walk towards you. It's only about 10, 15 feet. They all kind of rush up. Corey, we're going to say you're slightly in the lead just because you were the last one through. So 2 of them are going to rush up to you. One of them is going to rush up to Hakun.
Great, I'm glad.
All right. And they are going to go ahead and make 2 slam attacks against you, Corey. So the first one is going to be... That is a 13 to hit.
Miss.
Yeah.
First time, I think.
And an 11.
Oh, suck it.
All right. And then
Dead
the one
bodies.
at you, Hakun, is going to be a 13 as well. Nice. So nothing going on there.
But the rent.
And Hakun, you are up next.
Cool. Alright, so the one right in front of me. So I have 2 attacks and I have my bonus.
Okay.
So I'm going to go slice it with my soccer hand. Offhand.
Yeah, well, basically, it's more like you're doing like a slash, and then like an underhand slash or something with your
Yeah.
offhand. Yeah, I got you.
Alright. So, just so you guys are aware, so my right hand is left hand.
Ooh. Oh my god.
She's a flurry of suck.
What do you got?
Nothing.
You don't know. What'd you get?
Alright.
I have a 1 armor.
I'm sorry, it's
Yep, you add your dex and your proficiency.
Alright. I've got a 9.
Okay.
It's the highest.
9 hits.
Whoa! Nice work. Yeah.
Like I said,
alright.
They're
don't
beanbags.
presume.
Okay, and then
They don't move very fast.
What else do I have? 7.
Uh, 7 misses.
Yeah, okay,
So the first
so-
one hits.
Cool.
So 8.
Wait.
Can I use one of them?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Great. I'll get rid of that too. Nice. So yeah, that one with that. So
Okay.
then the other
Perfect. Roll me some damage.
one. Cool. 8.
Okay. Nice.
Add your someday I'll be.
Your dex.
Dex. Okay.
12. All right. Okay, Brody, you are up.
Alright, well, I'd like to
So
move,
bad.
so I'm flanking one of the guys on Ikoria.
Okay. So kind of like sliding up and around.
Yep.
Sure.
Alright, and yeah, I'm just going to attack with my rapier.
Alright. Go ahead.
19.
19 will hit.
7 points of damage.
Okay.
Then, what does it do if I'm...
Oh, you get advantage on the attack roll. I'm sorry, I forgot. So you can roll again just to see if you get a natural 20.
Nope, that's worse.
Okay.
Alright, now, offhand, yeah, about 21.
Do you want to roll again?
Oh, yeah. Worse.
Okay.
And, nice. 6.
6. All right. He's not looking too good. Kind of gives up. All right, that's going to bring us to Gus.
Flurry of arrows.
Okay. Which one?
The one that is
There's
A
2
new one.
attacking
Brand
core.
new
Okay,
one.
brand new one. There's 1 on touch, so go ahead.
and then 4.
Both hit.
8 and 6. 14.
What was the 6 from?
Second arrow.
Oh, the second arrow. Okay, gotcha. Just making sure you weren't adding a hunter's mark yet.
No,
All right,
that would be a 6-sided die.
that's true. All right. Next up, we have Hakoria.
I'm gonna savage it up.
Okay.
And I'm going to. My claws will extend.
Primal Fury.
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly. Full savagery.
Oh, sorry, Primal Savagery.
That's okay.
So you see again this familiar look as Hakoria's claws extend longer, her horns grow large, her fangs descend.
I think
she
my
looks
face
wild.
looks a lot like the vampires in Angel, where their brow ridges get super weird.
Fair enough.
That's
Big
how
brow
it-
ridges
yeah.
form.
And their mouths are like massive.
Always scares.
And then, so am I flanking? So if I attack the one that he was attacking, we're
You are
it?
flanking. Yep.
We call this the Eiffel Tower.
26.
That'll definitely hit.
Okay, so then I have 2. 15. That is acid damage. I don't know if they're.
All right. They are not resistant or anything, but that will definitely drop that one down. Let's see if his undead fortitude kicks in.
Better not.
How much damage was that again?
It was 16
16.
acid, right?
Nope. That is. Yep. You managed to rake your claws down across and just serrate his body as he gives that down to the ground. So that's
And then
one
my
down.
claws.
She becomes normal again. Normal Hakoria. No one left. All right,
Okay.
that's going to bring us up to our zombies. They are going to, again, make 1 attack on Hakun, 1 attack on Koria. Or Kori. Oh, God, they are rolling for shit.
Good,
That's
me
not
too.
going to hit. Same 9s both times. So they miss and miss. Woof, woof. They are not very good at their jobs. So
But Hakoria just keeps making these like screechies.
that makes sense, because it is still this, like, rotting corpse in front of you. It's like...
And she just keeps like profusely apologizing to him, and like, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm sorry, and then slashing with her crime.
It's basically like that crying, punching.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. That's
All right, Hakun, you're up.
all right.
was that?
An offhand attack. What would it be? A natural 20.
Gotcha. Natural 20, critical.
I know, I was like cocked at a 19. I'm like, no, I have to reroll.
And it looked better.
Yeah.
All right.
Alright. So, yeah.
So basically,
They
we're
all-
going to
they
do
all-
a critical.
Yeah, they're all above 10.
Okay.
One of them. Sorry, okay, so my right hand.
Why don't you just describe what you do to this thing? You don't need to roll damage. At minimum damage, you're killing it. So,
Alright. Well, I guess I was going to just X thing and slice off from like opposite shoulders. Like,
nice. So yeah,
X.
just
Yeah.
it perfectly separates straight through the corpse, crossing out, and it falls into 4 pieces down to the ground, not moving. Doesn't even get a chance to react. Just done. All right. Brody, you are up. There is one left on Hakoria.
Alright, well, I should be able to shift around to flank him as well.
Easy enough.
Alright. And attack with my rapier again. Natural 20!
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So the way we do natural 20 is just a reminder to audience and you guys. Basically, it's your maximum damage plus a dice roll of one of the.
Plus my modifier.
So it's maximum damage plus your modifier. So like, is it a D8 for your rapier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 8 plus your modifier plus a D8.
Alright. And I rolled an 8. So that's 18.
Yeah. No. How do you do it? What does it look like?
I take my rapier and just lunge straight through his eye hole.
Yep. And again,
Well, create an eye hole.
and his body goes limp and actually drags your sword down and away because you suddenly find yourself trying to hold the entire weight of a zombie up on the tip of your sword. And he falls and collapses. Nice job, guys. That was. They did not do very well. I'm disappointed in my zombies. That's all right. That's how life goes sometimes.
I pull my sword out and I clean off any gore or blood on whatever clothing he's wearing. Oh, yeah.
And it disappears. All right. So we are currently out of, well, for now, unless you guys bump any more ropes. But, Hakoria, you are over by the writing.
Wouldn't it be like ridiculous if I couldn't read it?
What languages do you know?
I know the ones that they haven't already said. I know Druidic, Primordial, and Draconic. I thought Primordial would be. It's probably because he's from the Abyss. No, what was I thinking?
All
I
right.
tried, y'all.
All right. Do we have anything to write with?
In game or out of game?
Like in game, like do any of our characters, like so we can try to copy down what we see and find out what it says later.
Hakoria does carry a sketchbook with it.
Yeah, so Hakoria would be able to.
Right, Ikoria, do you have a book or something to write on? I think we should copy this down and figure out what it says later.
Is there any risk of her just putting like?
It's a little bit bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
So
She'll just try and copy down.
what she sees. Okay.
Yeah, which I think she would be fairly skilled at.
Yeah, no, it's not too tough. I mean, it's symbols, not like you're trying to copy a picture. So you're able to at least get a rough approximation.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna do a healing word on myself. It's down.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Alright. Actually, I haven't done this spellcasting ability. Is that the attack modifier?
It's actually, because that has your proficiency in, it's just it'd be your charisma modifier.
Alright, so that's 7 points.
Okay. Alright, you heal up 7 points. So, looking around this room, again, there's still like 4 ropes left hanging in there. You do see on the north wall there is another door leading out of here, or there's the door that you entered from.
So many doors.
The door we have seen.
Oh wait, this is back in the hallway.
No. This is where you're
There's
in
another
the room.
door in the room.
Yep, leading
Motherfucker.
north.
Yeah, I want to
Where are
be.
you?
Should we go through that door? Oh, should we?
So you'd have to take a rest of about 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
15 minutes is like when you're just trying to like catch your breath, or what if you're trying to let your body naturally heal, which is what a hit dice is. No, it's about 45 minutes of sitting to roll the dice. So.
Never mind. How many spell slots do you have?
Well, you've used a couple.
Two.
Because
Yeah, 'cause your hunter's mark.
you used... Okay.
I mean, I've got 3 level 1s left. I can do healing word on you as well. I haven't used any.
No, I'll risk it. Let's go.
Okay.
I suppose I could always do it in battle.
Don't forget,
I
you've
have
also
a-
got the...
I know, I have spells.
And your beast shapes. Which give you a little bit of a
I
well
only-
of health. I don't think so. I think you just have one.
Let's go.
All right.
So which
Check
way
for
are you guys
traps.
going?
Check for traps.
Check for traps. Roll
The-
investigation checks, everybody.
At disadvantage.
At disadvantage, though, until you guys take a nap.
Ooh, well,
And by nap, I mean
Those are the
full night's sleep.
Every time I roll, it's
I'm awesome.
nice. 11.
7? Yeah.
negligible.
Looks clear.
All right.
I open the door.
Thank you.
I'm
That's
not
the
as
biggest challenge.
not as squishy as
You
you
are a
guys.
meat shield.
All right. So opening the door in, it swings pretty easily, especially because it looks like the floor dips slightly as it goes in. Where before there was kind of rough, porous stone, the inside of this room appears to be completely polished. I mean, to the point where it's just glare stone every surface. But it's still just a empty, large gray room. There is one door on the west wall. Not that you can tell. It means you're standing in a doorway looking into a room.
Is it dark again?
It is not brightly lit. There seems to be a dim torchlight.
We investigate.
Yeah, can you look?
Yeah.
Sorry.
So you guys head in. Go ahead and roll me, everybody, a perception check.
Awesome.
So,
17.
So I ended up with a dirty 20.
You're
Nice.
so good at them. It's a skill, I guess. You're so good at them.
Well, since we've gotten out of that first thing where I could not wake up, I've been having some decent rolls.
I have since we're at disadvantage, they don't matter.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I have to roll something quick.
Fudge.
At disadvantage.
Not for this.
But you're a weary DM, Casey. We
Luckily,
Yes, you drank all day
rolled
yesterday.
like
You're
shit.
exhaustion.
Did not drink all day yesterday. Or drink all day yesterday. Get out of here.
You drank enough for all day in a 3-hour span.
This sounds really bad to anyone listening. I was at a festival of beers. It's not my fault. But anyways. Yeah, so both... Exactly. Luckily, this has a -3 to stealth and rolled a 3.
Wow.
So all of you notice this weird sucking noise, like a looking above. Sorry,
did it cough as well?
it did.
Don't get it too deep.
Thanks, babe. You just hear, you look
Don't
up
forget
and
to
you
cup the
see
balls.
this large mass of black goo clinging to the ceiling before it releases and drops directly in front of you. Everybody roll initiative.
what is the drop zone?
Wow, we're doing
11.
At disadvantage.
Ah,
No,
rolled a nat
yes,
20
at
and a
disadvantage.
13.
Sorry, you guys are running into everything you could possibly fight.
15.
We're gonna go with a 2 this time.
Don't apologize for that.
More natural for entire campaign. Right? Disadvantage.
Oh, where is it? Here we go. Combat tracking.
We'll all just sleep here for 8 hours. What's
in
the
the
worst that
room
can
with the
happen?
bodies where I roll around.
All right, Hakoon.
Alright, it's just a blob.
No, what did you get? For
Oh. Okay, I said it.
13.
13? 15.
15? Okay. Brody.
11.
I'm lamenting that.
Gustavius.
6 with all my pluses.
Nice. Corey.
16. And then I have a question. Do I recognize this from
Roll me a
my-
nature check.
Nature.
Oh, Aaron.
Okay.
Kool-Aid.
14.
Yeah, I'd say you do. This is what's known as a black pudding.
Yeah, and I knew that personally, but does my character know it?
You know that it's an ooze. They tend to be, they just consume. That's all they want.
Yeah, so would I know to warn people not to like it direct, like touch?
You would know that it's acidic in nature, that that's how it consumes, is that it imbibes things and melts them down, essentially. So,
Again, yeah, I thought I knew what it was being, but
Yeah.
all right, why don't we get a quick battle map?
So I just quick say, like, all right, everyone, just so you know, if you touch it, there might be ill effects.
what about our weapons?
I can't guarantee that.
All right, good to know.
All right. Actually, I was wrong. Hakoria, you're actually up first.
Okay. Cool. So I will cast Conjure Animals.
Okay. And what are you conjuring?
I don't have money about them, so I can't.
The dolphin.
Want to hand that to her?
And then they immediately
Flop around.
It'd be all the way to the back.
yeah, it tells me that.
Okay.
So, oh my gosh.
Sounds too much like
Oh, it is. They obey my command.
So anyway, that's what you guys are fighting.
Or like a little.
Yeah, little pseudopods.
She drops the dolphin in.
So do they all have to be the same?
Yes. Just for ease.
Yeah, that makes
Ease of
sense.
use.
I am going to. I'm gonna do 4 black bears.
Really? You can summon 4 black bears?
It's 4 of the challenge rating of half or lower, and their challenge rating is 1/2.
Nice. Alright, so all of a sudden, Hakoria makes some motions in the air, and suddenly 4 black bears appear
I would
out
also
of
like
nowhere.
4 black bears, please.
I'm guessing I'm putting them in kind of a phalanx in front of you guys. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, and then do they operate under your command? Do they roll their own
Yeah.
initiative? What's the
Yep,
deal
I
here?
roll initiative for them.
Okay, what's the initiative?
And they don't have disadvantage because they're not exhausted.
That's correct.
Cool. I like that. 17.
17, alright. So we'll say they're up next, just for ease.
And basically, I can command them, so I'm just going to attack. I kind of want this distracted by the fact of attacking it.
Okay.
Or the pudding, I mean.
Alright, so you order them to attack. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Alright, that'll bring us up to the black bears. So they all roll their attack, or attacks.
Yeah. And I can make 2 attacks. One with its bite and one with its...
Okay.
And are they in essence the thing? Does that work?
Not really, because it's backed up into the corner there. They can't get behind it,
Okay.
so they do
They're
not
all
have
just
advantage.
statically-
Yep.
Okay.
Luckily, oozes tend not to have very high AC, because they're just a big pile of goo. Easy to hit.
And how much space is he actually taking up?
I'd say he's taking up about 2 squares, so about 10 feet
Yeah.
of space there.
So I
Oh,
have...
that's a 5.
This is the bite attack. I have a 13.
Everyone but the last one hits. Are they each doing 2 attacks?
Yeah.
So did
This
you
is
roll
the first attack.
first attack? Did you
This is all
roll
the
for
bites.
both of them?
Not yet.
For both attacks. Oh, you're just doing the bites first. Go ahead.
18 total piercing damage for all.
Okay. Let's see. Is it resistant? It's not. Okay. So, 18 damage. First bear takes 1 point of acid damage. Second one takes 4 points of acid damage. Third one takes 7 points of acid damage. Just keep track of that. And
7
then
points.
7 points for the last one. This guy took 18. All right.
And then the second attack is the claw attack.
Okay. And what kind of damage is that?
Slashing.
Okay, go ahead.
But they're, I don't know, is it magically phase spirits? I don't know how that
Okay, go ahead.
13, 11, and then the last one for sure.
Okay, so the first 3 hit. However, as they should be doing damage, the creature takes no damage from it. And then
Do I get a sense that it's from resistance? Or did I know that?
it seems like when the claws rake through, instead of like causing damage to it, it seems to just separate the pudding. And suddenly, where there was one black pudding,
Oh my god. No
there
way.
are now 3 black puddings in front of you.
Okay,
So,
so don't do that again.
and the bears take 6 points of acid damage, 7 points of acid damage, and 7 points of acid damage. So now there are 3 smaller. They look like a third of the size of the pudding before. Arrayed in front of you, there are now 3 black puddings.
Okay.
All right, Hakun, you are up.
Can I hold my action till morning?
Sure,
Because I honestly, I don't know what I can do.
fair enough.
I don't have any magic.
Punch it, or if you have any like bludgeoning
Fists.
yeah, I
We miss.
All right, Hakun is holding her action until one gets closer. What action are you holding?
Punch it.
Punching it. All right, nice. Next up is the black pudding. So it is going to go ahead, and the first one here is going to make 2 attacks. Oh, sorry, no, it can only do. Yeah, it can only have 1 attack against the first bear. And that is going to be not very good to hit. I don't even know. That's going to be a 12 to hit. 13 to hit. Okay. So that is going to be.
Just for clarification, are there 3 total or 3 additional?
There are 3 total now.
Okay.
9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then. 24 points of acid damage.
Yeah, that one's dead.
Okay. The next black pudding is going to do the same thing to the next bear. That's much better. That's only going to be a 10 to hit.
Miss.
Okay. So he swings out, the second one swings out with a big pseudopod at it, and just the bear underneath. A little bit worried. And then the third black pudding is going to take a swing at the third bear, and that is going to be a 14 to hit. That is let's see, 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Dead. All right, and you notice the 2 bears that have been knocked unconscious by the black puddings begin to just dissolve. Fools of bear fur. Actually, I suppose they're magical. They just disappear. They in a puff of smoke. So. All right, next up. This is too calm of music for this. This is intense. All right, next up is Brody.
All right. So which bears are gone?
Oh, sorry. Yes. So we're going to say these 2 bears.
And then, how are the black puddings arranged?
Just in a line here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, on the center one, I'm going to focus this. I'm going to cast Shatter.
Okay.
It's got a 10-foot radius from the, so it should hit all 3.
Yep. You can hit all 3 of them. You will probably also catch the bears. Just so you know.
All right. Well,
I would say you're.
yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well, and yeah, it's anything I do, I'll hit the bears unless I just don't take my turn. But so yeah, I'll cast it. It's 3d8. Do I add anything to that?
Well, do you have to roll a hit, or do they roll a save?
They roll a save.
Okay, what's the saving throw?
Constitution.
Okay.
And yeah, do I add anything to that once I roll my 3d8?
No. Okay, I'm guessing the first one saves the dirty 20.
Yeah.
What? Oh.
The DM gets no love. So the first one saves. The second one gets a 16.
Yep.
Saves. The third one only gets a 9.
Does not save.
All right, so full damage to the third black pudding. Roll your damage.
Get out of there. All right. All right. That's 13 points of thunder damage.
Okay. And just make sure there's no immunities there.
Yeah, I was like, can you get some Imagine Dragons up in here?
No.
Any dragons?
Imagine
Dragons
Dragons.
Yeah, just imagine dragons. Not real ones, imagine.
All right, I'm
Fighting
sorry. How
for
much
us.
was the damage again?
13.
13? All right. Alright, so then that last one will only take half damage, so we're going to go 6. So, alright, and you hear this booming, shattering noise that erupts through the room, and all of a sudden, all of them are shaken to their core. Did you roll saves for the bears?
No, sorry. What's
So it's a Constitution saving throw.
19 and 7.
Okay.
So one of them takes it.
13.
Well, so one
One
takes
takes full
13,
damage.
one takes 6. Still alive? The bears? Nice. Okay. So you hear this as they kind of vibrate from the shattering noise. They're none too happy about that. Next up, we have Gus. Well, you notice the biting did seem to do damage to it.
I'll shoot him.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
We'll see what happens.
What are you doing?
Wait, slashing damage.
Yeah, you do this.
Regular arrows plus 1 arrows.
Regular.
Good call.
Okay, in that case.
14 and a dirty 20.
Nice.
I'm on the board.
Nice. So both of those will hit. Are they both the same black pudding or 2 different black puddings?
Let's do the same one.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it clear which one is the original? Or
Not really. They all look very
So
similar
they-
to each other.
I assumed as much.
20. Nice. So yeah, that one is, you just turn it into a puddle of goo, which just seems to seep down into cells. That's 1 black pudding down. You have 2 left. All right, and that's going to bring us back to Hakoria.
I will produce flame. I don't want to get near it, so
Okay.
I'm just produce the flame. I don't think I can throw it.
Okay.
Then I'll just command the bears to attack, and basically I use the advantage.
Gotcha.
Shield.
Yeah, I need shield, exactly.
All
Which
right.
I feel bad about. And I just whisper to Bahamut under my breath and
Cool.
acknowledge the sacrifice.
All right. So with that will bring us around to the black bears.
So they'll keep attacking. They'll do their bite attack.
Both on the same one on each.
Oh,
You have 2
Does
bears,
one
2
look-
black puddings.
do they look more hurt than the other?
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell. They're an amorphous ooze.
Okay,
But
that's
one
fair.
seems to be kind of like
Oozing more.
writhing a little bit more.
Okay, I'll just attack that one.
Okay.
So we have a 19.
Yep.
And
Hits.
10.
19 and 10 both hit.
Okay.
Sorry, I have spread so much.
15 piercing.
15, and that was 1 on each, or both on the same one?
The writhing one.
The writhing one more? Okay. Yeah, that'll do it. However, they do still take... first bear takes 2 points of acid damage.
That one's dead.
Okay.
So
Second bear
timing,
takes 6 points of acid damage.
timing on saying nice. It was like, that
What?
bear's dead. Nice.
Oh.
That's how many hit points it had. So it's dead.
So that bear dissipates as well. The bears are no more, but you are down to a singular black pudding now.
Pudding.
All right, and that's going to bring us to Hakun.
Alright. How far away am I from from the black pudding?
It looks like you're about 15 feet back.
You know what?
Wait, which one were you? Were you Batman?
I'm Batman.
Say it right. Say it right, Fritz, or I'm not letting you take your turn. Say it.
I'm laughing.
Worth it. All right. So are you going to move up to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him 3 times. Well, twice off in the punching.
Yeah, it'd still be the same. So you're kind of like,
Okay.
you go up and you're like, jab, jab, swing.
I feel like it would be swing jab.
That's probably fair.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not assuming if if you're right-handed, left-handed, if you're a southpaw, what's going on here. So,
You know what? Heck.
So I imagine it just. Okay. What would it be? Strength.
it'd be strength, unfortunately.
Strength. Okay.
Strength.
Strength. Do you actually say strength? Okay, they got it.
It's kind of a southern only
Okay, and
If I heard like-
strength.
Do I have advantage of my do I get one?
You do. Everyone's proficient in unarmed strike.
Okay, I figured. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. So I have an 8, which is my lowest.
Okay, they all hit then.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
Boom. Cool.
Your damage on that is a D4 plus your strength modifier.
Even for my offhand?
Yeah, because you have 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say yeah, all of them.
16?
16 points. All right, give me one moment. I gotta check something quick.
Yeah. Uppercut it. That was the goal.
Just buried some and black fists now.
Eats my hands.
All right, it did not like that. It's again gives out a like.
One more time. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, not happy about that at all. Seems to be writhing in pain quite a bit. But you take
I was about to say. Now I feel good.
12 points of acid damage.
I mean, I'm still okay. I'm not worried.
All right, next up is the black pudding. So the black pudding is going to take a swing at you with one of its pseudopods. It's right up there in its grill.
What is this?
Please matrix this.
It's just like a big like tentacle. Kind of. Okay, that is going to be a 19 to hit.
19, yeah.
Okay, so that is very good. That is 4 points of bludgeoning damage,
Alright.
and then 18 points of acid damage.
Okay.
All right, and that's the black pudding's turn. Brody,
All right, so now, how big is it, and where is it exactly?
it's very small at this point, writhing around just in front of Hakoon.
Finish him.
Hakoon is right there.
Yeah, like on a square, or is it?
Yeah, I'd say it's like relegated to this square here.
So I'm gonna move right up to it.
Which side? You can mention.
So same plane.
Okay. Yep.
Cast Thunder Wave,
All right.
originating like the front corner out this way.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Yep, you can do that.
Underway.
Yeah, it's out in front of you.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we actually just
We just discussed this.
I haven't used this yet because I understood it differently.
No, that's fine. This has been cleared up by Mike Merles. If anybody wants to check it out, there is official ruling.
All right, so let's see. That is 2d8.
Okay. And
Those are d20s.
and it does not matter.
Do it.
You can roll the damage if you want.
10.
10. It had 1 hit point left. So,
Oh,
blast it out in front of you. It splats up against the wall, drips down into the floor.
Just for flavor, my flame in my hand turns.
Fair enough.
That
So, with that, that is the end of that combat. Nice job, guys.
I'd just like to say I'm really happy to have gotten to finally use Thunderwave.
Nice.
well, that pudding there.
Yeah, I will
Those
say,
bears saved our
without the
asses.
bears, that would have been a very dangerous fight. But, yay, bears. I feel a little blue balls myself here. So,
Sorry, that I was like, oh, this is the perfect.
No, it really was. That was
Yeah.
smart. I won't blame you for it. So, yeah. Turned a very dangerous encounter into something not as dangerous. Gus, I will say, you notice your arrows that you fired are no more. Also, nope, actually, nobody else used a weapon against it. Okay, cool.
And I will remind Gus to maybe go grab his arrows from the room behind us.
like Dexter.
Yes. Watch out for the ropes.
Get more bodies.
Well, yeah, are you
Oh,
going
shit.
back?
Like a Chris Farley moment. Where
Are you
run into
going
everything.
for the arrows?
Yeah,
Roll me a dex saving throw.
And I go to the door and watch him.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah, easily enough. You just kind of like doop, 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 hopping through. It's amazing. He does like tumbling through handstands. It's amazing. Yes, and manages to get his arrows.
Does some breakdancing along the way.
So, with that, you came in through this door. There is a door over here, over on the west wall.
Check for traps. Check for traps. Check for traps.
All right, everybody roll me investigation check.
Meat shield took a lot that round. You might be our human meat shield right now.
Yeah, we better heal her up.
I'm looking a little.
Your guys' call.
We're checking for traps. We're not going through yet, so
Okay,
then we can heal.
I'll do a good berry.
bloody that hat.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
do a good berry. I
I'm
have
looking
a
bloody.
I have
Bloody.
I got a 10 for my investigation.
Okay.
Anyone else checking for traps?
Yeah, I got less than you. I got 5.
Are you guys checking?
Okay. 13.
Well,
Well, hold on. Perception, investigation. Yes, don't.
Yeah, I think 13 was our highest.
Okay. Looks completely fine.
So real quick, everyone get around me. Or like everyone get around. And
With the
then-
accent.
Stumble on over there.
So it does a 1d6 every 6 seconds up to 10 d6s, or do you want me to just?
Sure. Yeah. I gotta, it.
It's just my last. I used all my 3rd level and now my 2nd level spell slots. So
I forgot you had that. I'm gonna have to look into that spell. There's a lot of DMs who have nerfed that spell because it's a little too powerful. It's a spell that they intended to basically be used in a battle,
what people know.
but people use it at the end for like a healing way station, and it's way too powerful for that.
Funny thing is, I need 3 hit points to be at full. I'm assuming I got it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'll take what you can give me.
So everyone gets 20 points.
Alright, back to full.
All right, so the door appears to be non-trapped. What are you guys doing?
I casually
Send in
suggest,
Open-
yeah.
Open the door.
Opening up the door, swings freely.
Cool, what's in this room?
It is another hallway. Again, rich red carpet underneath. You notice to your right, exiting the door, there is a sign posted next to the door you're coming through, which simply says, "Don't feed the black pudding." Coming out into there, again, well-appointed hallway. There are tapestries and paintings on the far side across from you, along with some torches that depict Myconid in full clown regalia.
Gross.
So, paint, clown clothes, Myconid, still with their blank mushroomy expressions. Yeah, looking down to the north side of the door is going to the east. So, basically the same wall, you guys. It's like, you step out here. Not really.
And so are we completely on opposite ends of where the other double door that
Yes. So, just like, I'll give you the spatial awareness because it's pretty easy. At this point, looking behind you, that's probably the doorway into the hall that you guys didn't go through.
So we just took the long way around.
Basically, what you guys did is you came into a hallway here, came into this room, came into this room.
Well, that's good to know because then we don't have to backtrack and get back to the same. You can just walk back and come in a circle and go, oh,
So yeah, should we check this door?
yep.
Good.
1.
18.
4, I guess.
Okay. Does not appear to be trapped.
Doesn't appear to be trapped, y'all.
send the meat shield in.
I open the door.
Door swings free. You walk through into another lavishly appointed hall. This one you see on the north wall. There are windows looking outside onto a courtyard. Yep. And then up in front of you, you see a well-appointed staircase leading down. There is also just to the right of that staircase, there is another door, or it appears to be. You see an aperture.
It's a minute.
So we check out the one up here, go down the stairs. I want to look out the window first and see if there's anything down there or anyone in the courtyard.
Okay. Looking out the window, there doesn't seem to be anything but some trees, bushes, shrubbery.
Shrubbery.
Like Douglas firs, or are they like...
They're like oak trees, maple trees, things like that. The shrubbery just looks like normal shrubbery, bushes.
Do we see any Myconids dancing in their clown regalia?
You do not.
All right, do you want to check this door up here or go down the stairs?
First.
Well, it's just an opening, right?
Well, as you approach it, you see it's kind of like a half door. So there's like waist high a door, and then above it there's an opening. So walking up, taking a peek inside, you see a gentleman. Again, like over at a desk, just kind of writing.
Sorry. What is this gentleman?
Shorter, from the back, shorter, broad. You're having trouble making out what kind of race he is necessarily, but over there. Oh, hi there! How did you all make it in here?
Oh my god. I'm not too sure. Where are we?
Oh, well, you're in the warehouse here. Place of all sorts of comings and goings and dropping offs of various sundry goods and sorts.
Right. Would one of them be children?
I don't know nothing about any children necessarily. We try to keep things above code here.
So it's just called The Warehouse?
It's just a warehouse. It doesn't have a name.
Who's it
Do you go around naming all your warehouses then? That's an odd sort of way to be.
Who's it affiliated with?
Oh, well, that would be I'm not actually sure. I'm just hired to keep the premises safe, keep everyone here from stealing any of the goods and wares.
But there are no goods and wares.
Well, then they must be having a very bad month then.
No, you have a bunch of empty crates down back at the front.
Well, I don't know anything about that. Name's Bristlebeard, by the way.
Did you know that there's... Bristlebeard, did you know that there's a torture chamber in this here warehouse?
Oh, that doesn't seem very right.
Cool, do you want me to take you to it?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to leave my post.
Like ever?
No, I mean, and you look behind him, there actually is a bed, like, seated against the one wall. I take some trips around every once in a while when I need to stretch my legs, but for the most part I stay right here, making sure nobody goes beyond where they should be.
Or can you tell me what's down these stairs?
I couldn't tell you, I'm not allowed down there myself.
Oh, so is that you're here to stop people from going down there?
That's correct.
All right.
So, like, what would you do if we just were like, oh, I'm gonna go down the stairs?
I would say don't you go down those stairs, otherwise I'm gonna have to call the guards on you, and they won't be too kind. You're trespassing, but I don't want to do that to you. You seem like a nice lot.
Yeah.
What if... Is there, like, a second part to this? I just...
There isn't a second part to
Okay.
it. I just reached through and
Yeah, like...
click.
Go down the stairs.
Well, I'm sorry that you made a tour through for nothing, but unfortunately I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. Thank you for the company, but if you'll be on your way.
Yeah. And what time do you usually go to bed? Like, kind of early.
That's an odd question there. I don't typically share my schedule.
I'm actually,
I go to bed when I'm tired.
Oh, okay. I'm just from, like, social services, and I'm checking on your welfare.
I have no knowledge of what that is. My welfare is great. Love my life. All right. Well,
The only
if you'll
place
be going now...
that's checked here.
What about those
That's right.
those ornate double doors? We didn't.
Rest.
That's
What are you talking about? You guys went through them.
So the first room of the ornate double doors that led into the last room that we were in. the
Oh,
ornate double
okay.
doors.
So
Gotcha.
You gotta go downstairs.
okay. Well, we're just gonna
Um,
take off and leave this place like you suggested.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't know what happened.
Have a lovely day. Have a lovely day.
And I'm like
What's-
backtracking now.
So we go back into the rooms, we can talk. So what if can you do your stealth thing and try to get down the stairs if I go back in and distract him? And even if there's a way that all three of you could do it.
Plain sight, ask it for a while, and I don't think scared by foliage, heavy rain.
You also aren't allowed to move
So,
while you're doing
is the door, if we used our stealthy, like, thing,
it. You're going to Scooby-Doo this?
like, yeah, because the door has the half, it's half door.
How tall is he and how tall is the door?
He is not very tall.
I think three of us would succeed in one.
There'd be a brass tail
Sorry, guys,
just like
I didn't realize I was
bobbing by.
Well,
I
I
didn't really realize it was so big.
could turn into some sort of an that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. He's only about... The door is probably about 3 feet tall. He's about 4 feet tall. So
So as long as we stay close to the wall, I mean, he'd have to look. Let's do it. Let's Scooby Doo.
Oh, God. All right.
Are you upset about it?
No, I'm actually just like, what is going on?
There's no chance.
I think the other option is
Disadvantage.
Yeah, everybody roll stealth checks at disadvantage.
So wait, I don't have pass without a trace.
Well,
He cast Hunter's Mark since then, and I believe that's Pass Without a Trace. Is Pass Without a Trace concentration?
I have one second level.
Let me just check. It might still be going, actually. I just need to look at something.
That was a radius of 30 feet, though.
Yeah, but it's just on you, so it moves with you.
Once you cast it.
I just need to check to see if it's concentrations. If it is, then you'll need to recast it.
I think it might be, but it is
Duration
concentration.
up to an
Okay.
hour.
Yeah, it's concentration.
Yep, but it's a concentration spell, so when you cast Hunter's Mark, it would have broken your Pass Without a Trace.
But you can cast it again.
This would be the time.
I think so.
Alright. So, casting Pass Without a Trace.
If I turn after, or yeah, so like he casts it and then I go back to on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, everybody roll a stealth check with disadvantage, but add 10.
17.
17?
With the 10? 23.
Did you add your plus for your stealth as well?
Oh, no. Oh,
Hello.
that'll be
Hold on.
30, 20.
Nice.
I got a 25 and I didn't.
Alright, nice.
I suck it. 22.
Oh, 22, that's the low number. So we should be... Well, oh, you got 30, 20, yeah, that's right. So we should be good, unless there's...
Okay, I'm sorry, what was everybody's number again?
20.
20?
20 was a low one.
Okay. And what did you get over there? 22?
23.
All right. Well, you guys, you're very quiet. You're not sure what happens. Maybe there was a scuff. Maybe you rubbed against the wall a little bit. But all of a sudden, a kindly dwarf face with a big white beard pops out above the door and goes, "Well, hi there. Thought that we had cleared this up.
I lost my earring and
Yes.
we're all looking on the ground for it.
Oh, well, I tell you what. If I find it while I'm cleaning up or while I'm looking around, I'll hold it here for you. You can come back tomorrow and pick it up.
How will I know if you find it?
I will keep it here.
But how will I don't want to make a trip if you don't have it.
I tell you what. What I'll do is I'll give it to the guards and they'll take it to wherever you're staying. Where are you staying?
At the garden inn.
The Garden Gnome Inn. Interesting. Haven't heard of that one, but that's all right. Plenty of inns in this city. I'll give it to the guards and tell them to take it to the Garden Gnome Inn.
Thank you so much. That earring means so much to me. That's why I had all my friends on the ground just scattering about.
Oh,
know
you're
how
very...
it is.
make a deception check. At disadvantage.
Oh, boy. 5.
Yeah. With that, he gets this look on his face. He's not buying it. And he just goes, "Well then, why don't you make your way out? Thanks for stopping by. See you never.
All right, bye.
Bye."
And then I back.
All right, he's actually leaning out watching you guys. Resting his chin on his hand.
And I keep waving as I keep on around.
Well, I could try to cast Hypnotic Pattern. You would be charmed and incapacitated. Soonish.
Okay.
Let's say 115.
Why don't we plan on seeing how you guys handle this, and when you're done, either getting past him or giving up, we'll end there.
Why didn't we collect any of them?
We did.
Wait, I did.
I've got a vial of it.
Oh, you did. You did.
CB Sport us. All right.
Do we know if it worked?
We should find out
Would
Well-
I get any sense from
You're
it?
gonna piss off.
Being like a druid?
if it would work on him.
Yeah, or like.
If he managed to
I mean,
sniff it or something like that, it'd probably have a pretty good effect. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give it to Aaron give it to Gus because I don't want to fall asleep.
Not you.
And I'd say, just walk up to him and say, "Oh, I just have one more question," and have it dumped in your hand first, and then just throw it in his face.
That's what you're doing.
Technically, that.
Or
Okay. So approach him.
That's you.
Did you lose something else then?
Yeah, nothing clever.
You take a blow. You blow it at him. It filters out around his face. Nothing.
Ah,
Just stares straight at you.
he said
He
you
might
had
not even be
snorted.
real.
yeah, he's probably like an illusion.
Make a perception or investigation check.
He's not even real.
But
Just
can
him
you still
or-
alert the guard?
Hell yeah, you can.
Or what guard? You haven't seen it.
Yeah,
They
disadvantage.
could be downstairs.
Yes. Well, luckily, because you got really close and blew it directly at his face, I'll say, you notice the spores go through his skin. Just seem to filter right through him.
The spell man do that.
I think
Okay.
attacking me.
I don't. But do we see
Nothing you can tell, no. And as you're kind of like looking at him, trying to sort all this out, all of a sudden his eyes glow yellow. Just a pale yellow at you. And his voice completely changes.
Oh no.
He just says, I would expect not to go any further. If you do, I don't think that I could guarantee your safety. Why don't you just return back where you came from? Call this all a bad day.
We can do that. You didn't have a plan to attack and come back again.
Right in front of him.
You're saying this right.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll.
Did you actually say that to them?
No.
Okay. You gotta give me some indication, because yeah, he was listening to all that and he's like, oh, okay.
All right, so retreat.
You're right.
At this
What
point,
if we have to be disguised?
The thing went through
Yeah,
him.
dust went through his face.
That happens in disguises too. It's not.
If you're like short, then you tall. Yeah, seriously. But he is pretty short.
I retreat. Like, all right, sorry.
So,
Don't ever darken my door.
yeah.
Are you?
That's none of your concern.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to not darken it.
Don't come back.
Okay.
It
Okay.
doesn't have a sign on the outside. I'm just saying.
I think you'll remember this place.
All right. I'm pretty.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's like a Tuesday for us. Whatever a Tuesday is.
Whatever that is.
So, all right. Do we just exit?
Yeah.
I think we should fix it.
All
Well,
right.
at least into. We can always bring some guys around.
Yeah, especially if we know this is where it is, we might need some backup.
Although you don't know which one is it. We say outside of the warehouse.
Yes.
Fair enough.
So, we head back to the orphanage then? All right. Go back to the orphanage.
Is the Myconid still?
As you guys go out there, the Myconid is no longer there.
Back to the orphanage.
Easy enough to make your way back to the orphanage.
And wake.
Everyone's awake.
Is that making it still there?
Yeah. And as you approach, you hear a lot of crying and upset voices.
All right. We approach the door. Do they let us in?
You see the same guard standing there. Well, now, I see decided to make a weird exit and then come back.
Well, my good...
Next time, maybe clean up your leavings. We had some pretty frightened barons this morning.
Well, had you not fallen asleep on the job, you might have been able to help us apprehend the other one that we were
I don't
following.
know what you're talking about. I never slept a day in my life.
Okay.
Anyway, so we pursued the other one who took one of your children. Unfortunately, we weren't successful getting him back. There's a lot of evil stuff.
Oh, so you lost a child then. You had the child, you lost the child.
No,
Nice job.
no, we tried to stop them from taking the child that you lost since you're the god, because you fell asleep. And
I didn't tell anyone I would protect the children. You told them you'd protect the children. I'm
Well,
just
we
out here
said you'd
stationed and doing my duties.
You're literally a guard for the orphanage.
I'm a guard for the city. We do lots of things.
so you're responsible for everyone in the city. So you're not very good, then, are you?
Neither are you.
Okay, let's just move past your weird defensive skin. I don't really know why you're so defensive.
Oh, you're making this about race then, are ya?
What?
Talking
Oh.
about a fella's skin.
All right. Well, may
In
we
like
see
a
the
metaphor.
matron?
Sure, fine. Go right ahead. Go
Thank
right
you.
ahead. I think she'd be real interested to hear what you found.
Did he say there were some real surprised parents? 'Cause
Barons.
Berries.
oh, I heard parents, and I was like, whoa, you know.
Twist.
All right. So we go talk to the matron. We'll tell her what happened. I mean,
You called
get-
the matron?
People were
Isn't she a matron? Or
I
mother?
call her the matron.
All right.
Mother. I call her matron.
So you guys go and find Mother Alerna Stonesplitter. Oh, goodness. Thank the gods above that you're okay. When we woke up this morning and found the creature dead and all of you missing, we assumed the worst.
No, there were two of them. We pursued the other one who took one of the children.
Did you find Willem?
We found where they took him, but he disappeared.
Oh, God.
And possibly recruit some of the guard to assist us.
Not Gilmore.
Well, he's the local captain, so you're going to have trouble getting any help without him.
He's the captain.
He is.
How does he get
He's your
anywhere
shining
without being
star
such like
amongst the
Such a
sleep.
D-bag.
He is your shining star.
I run an orphanage. Do you think I have a lot of say in what the Slate Guard does?
It's more disappointment in the guard.
We're just venting with you, not.
I'm not venting at all. I just want the children back. I don't care how they get here.
All right,
We
well,
need to heal and
let's
rest.
sleep the day and then start tomorrow night. I think we should do same drill.
Shot off.
Start out. Well, suppose we could start out here and watch over again to see,
I know.
or we can head back
I think we just go back.
Go back.
Go back where we were.
Oh.
once we're.
Go downstairs. Nice.
We should request that in guards stand guard here,
Yes. Oh, yes.
and then take other guards.
That's a very good idea.
And
I
I
don't
think
know that they'll allow other guards too. Does that mean that we have to split the
Well,
well, I guess we don't need the guards.
Technically, we're not hired to do anything yet because we haven't talked to them.
Oh,
Trade
whoa,
Well,
whoa,
and-
I want to be hired.
And in reviewing what was said, because I've got a good memory like that, not because I heard a recording. It said that bounty had been put out to anyone who could find the children. So we don't necessarily need to get a contract because it said to anyone.
I mean,
So it might be good to talk to them at some point. Maybe we go rest, talk to them first, and then head down the
Tradewinds
Tradewinds Merchant Association. And maybe they could get elven gods to come over.
Well, yeah. Are you going to request elven guards to anyone?
I think that.
Tell the matron for sure. Mother.
So
Yes.
again, that's great. I have no say over the. I run
Yes,
an
okay, we gotta
orphanage.
So yeah.
So we need to go back out and say, "Ugh, I got
All right.
this."
I've got a +4 charisma.
Yeah, if you want to take care of that.
All right.
That does tend to not ingenu.
All right. I will approach Galorn.
Okay.
Galorn.
Oh, you deign to speak to me now.
All right. We got off on the wrong foot. Sorry, we're exhausted. We've been up all night. I apologize for how combative I was before.
You need to talk to your friends, all right?
I
We're
will.
all here for the children, and we've been losing them left and right for months now. It's not a good idea to start throwing accusations and rubbing people's noses in things.
Well, I just thought you should know. The reason that you had fallen asleep is because you were magically put to sleep. And there's nothing you could have done about that. However, if you can get some elven guards, they're immune to this magic. So if they come back, you'll have guards who are awake and ready to take them.
You think the high and mighty lot serve in the guard a lot?
Oh, no, but it's your best option if you can find even one or two drow.
We'll put out a request. I don't expect any of them to sully themselves with trying to help out an orphanage.
Well, it's the best any of us can do, and we'll do our best to try to find some recruits as well. But we just want to make sure no more children are taken, as I'm sure that's your goal as well.
Yes, of course. I'll put in the request.
Excellent. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go get some rest, and then tomorrow night we're going to be back at it. if you have any guards to spare who might want to either keep watch or help us, that would be appreciated as well.
I'll see what I can do, but at this point, I mean, what do you even need the guards for?
Big ship.
No.
You had some bears because they want them.
No, just more.
You lost bears in the city.
I would say
Good
more.
Lord.
More as a second line of defense, where if they stay outside this building, and something happens here at the orphanage, another child is taken, they'll be ready and waiting right where the child is being taken.
So you found a building where you think the children are being taken,
Well, we know that's where the last child was taken.
and do you have any proof of this?
Well, the four of us saw it.
But you got no evidence. And
No.
I haven't met you since yesterday. It was the first day I've ever laid eyes on you.
That's correct.
So you want me to send guards to stand outside while you break into somebody's business or home to go looting about for children that might be inside?
Well, in a fashion, yes.
Does that sound like something a guard would typically do?
Well, you don't have to help us. I just thought I'd ask.
Seeing as how, it sounds like you're planning on breaking the law a bit, and I'm the law in this area. My help will be, I'll pretend we didn't have this conversation.
Very well. He said, all we're trying to do is save the children. We're on the same team. And I appreciate your assistance here.
Indeed. You have a good one.
You too, sir. Right, you're back.
We're on our own.
I'm dead staring at him.
I imagined we weren't out there.
Oh. In that case, I was inside with the rest of them.
Yeah, like through the window, like.
All right, so
Is it going well? I think it's going well.
head back and get rest.
Yeah, are we resting?
I should probably. Because how far away is that again?
It's probably about a day's walk.
Oh, shit.
Why is everything?
Because it's a huge city.
All right, so can we go in and talk to the mother again?
It is very close, by the way, though, to the warehouse that you guys were at.
Her place is?
Yeah, her apartment isn't too far from it.
Oh, so it took us a while to get there.
How far away is that? How far away is this from the trade?
The Tradewinds Merchant Association. I mean, you're probably pretty familiar. It's a large business and industry. I'd say this place to there is a couple hours, maybe.
Okay. So it's
Less if you were to catch a cart.
okay, on our way to.
No, it's actually towards.
Further away.
Yeah, it's the opposite direction. So.
Well, can we? I mean, we just found some more gold. I think we can afford to take a cart back to. Ready to go back and rest?
Okay.
All
So,
right.
for brevity's sake, we'll say you hail a cab easy enough. It is not your friend.
John.
I just wanted to see if I rolled a natural. If there was any likely.
But yeah, so you make your way back there easy enough to Hikoria's apartment.
All right. Before we take a rest, though, should we pull out these items, spend the 15 minutes with them,
Yes.
and see what they can
Oh, I
do?
was wearing
All right.
All right.
Are you still? But are you going to take the time to figure out what it actually does?
it. Say exactly.
Right. And I think just before we even find out what they are, I figure we each get one of them and we'll try to figure out which benefits you the most.
I can't have any of the metal I have because I'm a druid.
So,
Which I don't know why I can still use gold, but I can't wear them.
the
You
necklace
just
and
don't get the
brooch-
benefit from them because you're all natural and stuff.
So necklace and brooch would be out for you.
Freaking A.
Either
It's
the
probably
cuff or the
cuff.
club.
So, and actually, the druid thing, I think you could still use metal, like magical items, would still give you a magical effect.
But I can't.
You
I
can't, wear
them.
armor specifically, but those aren't armor; they're adornments. That'd be like saying, "I'm a druid, I can't wear earrings."
Like, I can wear earrings. I can wear like.
I suppose. There they are. All right, who's spending time with what item?
All right. Well, I'll spend time with the cuff.
Okay.
I was supposed to give her the note.
Oh, yeah. You can spend time with the cuff. I'll check out the necklace.
I'll take out the.
Okay. There you go. Aaron, could you pass that down? You were spending time with the cloak. I'll give somebody this bag of holding as well. The cuff I don't have an item for. It is a cuff of wrist pocket.
What's that?
So it's actually, I'm going to give credit to Matthew Mercer, who came up with a cantrip called wrist pocket. Basically, any handheld item you can make disappear into its own little extra dimensional space.
Like, okay, so any handheld, it's like a sword. Or is that too
No, it would need to be like, we're talking like yay big.
Okay.
Able to be
Softball size.
sized at most. So,
You want to hide the fact you like to eat grapefruit.
or like, I don't know, if you have a key, for instance, you can just make it disappear. It looks almost like a sleight of hand trick, but it is gone.
Or
so-
if you're if I was naked, I could just grab myself and no one could see.
No, it has to be
goes-
all together. No
Oh.
larger than...
Oh, makes seem nice. With a bit of checks to see where a disadvantage and accidentally made too high.
And these were random items that were generated, so...
Alright, so this is the Brooch of Shielding. You have resistance to force damage and are immune to the damage from magic and missile. Very specific. Yes.
Say that again.
So you're, while wearing the brooch, you have resistance and are immune to magic from
This is the Periapt of Wound Closer. While wearing this pendant, you stabilize whenever you are dying at the start of your turn. In addition, whenever you roll a hit die to regain points, double the number of hit points it restores. Because that sounds really good for me. So yes, it's a squishy.
Yeah, you can divvy those out however you'd like.
And then there was one more, I think. So right there's the brooch.
The brooch,
the
the cuff.
cuff. Oh, what was the cuff? Oh, the hand pocket.
Wrist pocket.
That's the one. I like
Hot pocket.
Honestly,
So, if you would like, you can hold on to those cards. My one thing with it is any lost or damaged cards. That will be fine. Just keep
how
that in
much?
mind.
Is it worth it?
I'm gonna go with. We're gonna go with a buck a card.
I just took pictures.
You can take pictures. Honestly, for
Just
the
for very.
bag of because that way I can pull out what it's for my fighting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your trust. Yeah. What's the?
Well, I think whoever can carry it, but I think we share the bag.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I just want to have it like on my.
It can
person.
hold up to 500 pounds of material.
Yeah. Honestly, if I can just keep it on my person, so I can put like weaponry in there, because I won't tear it.
And no, it will not. And it cannot exceed a volume of 64 cubic feet, which is freaking huge.
I feel like the 500 pounds is about that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a fair amount.
yeah. So maybe you think its sword is, 5-10 pounds?
It depends. You can definitely look it up in the equipment sections of your book, but it's not. They're not crazy.
Right. Yeah. No. That would make sense to you.
Unless like you look
dead. Like a beast.
All right, so one last thing before I go to bed anyway. I'd like to spend some time with my tinkering tools.
Okay. And you do.
And do you track that, or should I?
No,
track
you track that. I have too many things I have to track already.
How many hours?
So I don't know, and I haven't. The other times that I use them, I haven't specified an amount of time. Just that I'm that you're using.
Is there an amount of hours?
There is. I kind of ballparked it for you, John, at about 80 hours. Yeah, and we'll just start that now.
All right, so how much time would I have spent with them so far? Because we had in the carriage ride when I was looking over everything, that was like a 4-hour carriage ride. I don't know.
I'd say
If I
cut that
was-
in half,
yeah.
since you were in motion and things like that. You're not going to be always completely focused on your work.
So 2 hours there, and then there was one other time, and I suppose I shouldn't spend more than an hour with him before going to bed. So we'll say up to 4 hours right now.
Cool. Dirty 20 count. Aaron and John tied with 2.
Oh. Well, thanks, guys.